My roommate has a giant hemorrhoid. And any fart that passes through it comes out smelling like strawberries.
What? Ugh. What the fuck? Brother, ugh.
Because this hemorrhoid was seriously affecting her life, I kindly advised her to have surgery to get it removed. After some back and forth, she took my advice and went through with the procedure. But then, she found out that the campus crush, Liam, was obsessed with the smell of raspberries. Fuming and letting out tiny, frustrated sobs, Clara grabbed me and pushed my head under the fountain water. If you hadn't stuck your nose in my business, Liam would be head over heels for me. When I opened my eyes, I was back in time, right before I told her to get the surgery. Watching Clara still delighted by her raspberry-scented farts, I decided to stay quiet this time. I'd let her condition run its course and see what happened. Wow, do you all smell that? It's like a burst of raspberries. As soon as Sophie entered the dorm, she took a big sniff and announced it to everyone. In my previous life, I was naive and joined her, sniffing the air without a second thought. Who could have guessed it was Clara's fart? I never expected to be thrown back to this exact moment. The time jump caught me off guard, and I hadn't even grabbed a scarf to cover my face. I quickly ducked my head and held my breath, promising myself I'd hit the campus store later for some supplies. Sophie, noticing no one was responding, looked a bit awkward. She scratched her neck and tried again. Come on, nobody smells that? It's like a raspberry explosion. Clara? Emma? Lily? Why is everyone so quiet? Did someone sneak some raspberries and not share? I won't be mad if you give me a few. Freak, Lily mumbled, barely glancing up as she rolled her eyes. Clara, her face turning pink, fidgeted with her sweater and spoke in a small voice. Sophie, no one's hiding fruit. I ate a big lunch, and I couldn't hold it in. My farts, they just smell like raspberries. Sophie's face froze, cycling from pale to sickly green. Then she let out a loud yelp. Are you saying I just inhaled your fart? Clara, if you don't want to share your snacks, fine, but that's just gross. What Sophie didn't know was that Clara had a unique condition. Her hemorrhoid somehow turned her gas into a raspberry-like scent. That's why Clara always had a faint fruity aroma around her. The worse her condition got, the stronger the raspberry smell became. In my last life, after our roommates discovered her secret, they kept quiet in front of her, but started a private chat to mock her relentlessly. It's so nasty. How does she keep up that sweet act? Thanks to her, I can't even eat raspberries anymore. Ugh, and some clueless guys still fall for her. She's so messy, what do they even like? If she hadn't given me that fancy skincare set, I wouldn't bother with her. I couldn't stand how they'd take her gifts and then trash talk her. Clara loved spicy, greasy food, which only made her hemorrhoid worse. It got so bad, she started walking oddly and couldn't sit comfortably for long. After some thought, I urged her to get surgery to fix it. Clara hesitated, but eventually agreed. The surgery went well, and soon her raspberry-scented farts were gone, and she moved normally again. In a plain sundress, she looked almost angelic. Without her secret to hide, Clara stopped giving gifts to our roommates. With no juicy gossip to share, they turned bitter and started picking fights. Clara, that raspberry vibe was your thing. Now you're just plain. Even Liam, the campus heartthrob who'd been interested in her, posted online with someone new. He told her, that raspberry scent was what I loved. Without it, what's special about you? Enraged, Clara let out soft, hiccuping cries and asked me to meet her by the campus fountain. I went without a second thought, never expecting she'd dunk my head in the water. This is all your fault. If you hadn't meddled, Liam would be mine. When I opened my eyes, I was back in time, reborn to fix my mistake, or maybe to make a different one. This time, I wasn't going to get involved. I stayed calm and watched as Sophie and Clara argued. Lily, acting like a neutral peacemaker, stepped in with obvious favoritism. Okay, Sophie, relax.
Clara didn't mean to.
It's not like she made you sniff or fart, right? Sophie and Lily had their own quiet rivalry simmering. Seeing Lily side with Clara, Sophie huffed, stomped her foot, and turned to me with a look of pure frustration. But I wasn't going to play her pawn like I did before, only to end up with Clara's anger later. I kept my eyes down and joined Lily in calming Sophie. Yeah, Sophie, Clara said it was just a fart. No need to drag it out, right? I'm sure Clara wouldn't hide raspberries from us. Besides, farts happen. At least Clara's smell like raspberries, not like some people's stink bombs. Clara gave me a thankful glance, her eyes shining with a mix of relief, gratitude, and vulnerability. In my past life, that look would have tugged at my heart. I'd have thought, poor Clara, it's not her fault, and jumped in to defend her. Now, it just made my stomach twist, bringing back the memory of icy, suffocating fountain water filling my lungs. Exactly, Sophie. Lily and Emma get it, Clara chirped, her voice sugary and smug. It wasn't on purpose. And honestly, raspberries smell way better than some people's. She shot a pointed look at Sophie, leaving the insult hanging. Sophie's face turned pale, then greenish. She pinched her nose, pointed a shaky finger at Clara, and, unable to speak, stormed out, slamming the door. The three of us were left in the dorm. The raspberry scent had mostly faded. Lily, thrilled that Sophie had been put in her place, smirked and scrolled through her phone. Clara, acting like a proud little bird, strutted to her desk and sat carefully, her hemorrhoid clearly bothering her. She pulled out a bag of spicy fries and a cold soda, popping the can open with a fizz and digging in happily. Clara was adorable and slim, but she lived for junk food, spicy, fried, icy stuff. For most people, that's fine. For her, it was like pouring fuel on her hemorrhoid, making it worse. In my last life, seeing her snack like this, I'd have said, "Clara, go easy on that stuff. It's bad for you, you know." She'd always reply, "Just a little, I swear." This time, I turned away, opened my laptop, and acted like I saw nothing. Lily, though, looked puzzled. "Clara, didn't you just eat dinner? You're eating again?" Before Clara could squirm, I jumped in with a kind tone. "Oh, let her be, Lily. Clara's one of those lucky ones who can eat anything and still look perfect. No weight gain, no breakouts. If you've got the cash, why not enjoy life? Happiness matters most." My voice was all sincerity. Clara nodded eagerly. "Yes, exactly. Emma totally gets me." The greasy smell of fries and sweet soda filled the room. Faintly, I caught a whiff of raspberries brewing. I quietly slipped out to the campus store to stock up on masks. When I got back, Clara looked worried. "Emma, why the mask? Are you sick?" "Just a small cold," I said vaguely, switching topics. I shook my shopping bag, full of masks and a can of air freshener. "Oh, by the way, I heard Liam's been hitting the books hard for his grad school exams." Clara's eyes sparkled, her fries forgotten mid-bite. Lily glanced up from her phone, curious. I knew they'd perk up. Liam was the campus heartthrob, gorgeous and unforgettable. Half the school had a crush on him. In my last life, Clara literally killed me over him. Since she's so obsessed with Liam, I figured I'd nudge her along this time. I smirked inside but kept my face casual. Yeah, he's basically living in the library. Every day, 1 p.m. to closing at 9. So handsome and smart. What a combo. "Which floor does he study on?" Clara asked, leaning in. "I think the 3rd floor," I said, recalling my past life. "He likes the window seats, good light." Clara's face flushed, her mind clearly plotting a chance meeting. Lily made a small, humph sound, half smiling. Later, she texted me privately. "A weirdo like Clara with her raspberry farts thinks she can land the campus king? More like the campus clown." "Oh, Lily, you don't get it. The campus king loves the smell of raspberries." The next morning, Clara sprang into action. She slipped into a tight black skirt that hugged her curves, applied soft makeup, and styled her hair perfectly. "Emma, how do I look?" she asked, twirling with a hopeful smile. That skirt was so snug, I swear I saw a slight bulge on her backside. Her legs didn't quite close right either. Was her hemorrhoid growing faster from all that junk food? Not wanting her to catch me staring, I flashed a big grin. "Gorgeous, Clara. That skirt shows off everything. Liam won't know what hit him, but the library's air conditioning is chilly. Maybe bring a cushion for those hard chairs. Sitting on wood with that hemorrhoid? Ouch. It might just burst." "Good call, Emma." Clara grabbed a thin cushion from her closet and stuffed it in her bag. To sweeten her mission, I handed her an ice pop I'd bought. Clara, puzzled but pleased, took it with a smile. As she waddled off, trying to look graceful despite the obvious discomfort, I slipped on my mask and headed to the library. Clara's raspberry-scented debut was about to go big. How could I miss the show? Library, 3rd floor, south side. The air smelled of dusty books and chilly air conditioning. I picked a quiet corner where I could watch both Liam and Clara without being noticed. Liam was in his usual window seat, sunlight highlighting his sharp, handsome features. Clara, clutching a water bottle, pretended to browse books, pacing the aisle near Liam multiple times. Maybe it was the tight skirt, but she kept tugging at her clothes, adjusting uncomfortably. Finally, she spotted the empty chair next to Liam and eased herself down. Ouch! Even from afar, I winced at the pained look on her face. Clara's body was stiff, barely perched on the chair's edge, her back rigid as a board. Minutes dragged on. Her posture grew awkward. She shifted constantly, trying to ease the discomfort. Tiny sweat beads dotted her forehead. The polished look she'd put together that morning was fading, replaced by a hint of panic. Her squirming caught Liam's attention. He glanced up, frowning slightly. "Sorry, if you're not here to study, could you keep it down?" Clara froze, stung by his cold tone. She straightened up, ready to explain. Right then, the ice pop I'd given her hit her system, like a tidal wave. A soft pft escaped. Clara's smile locked in place. A powerful raspberry scent flooded the library. Heads turned, eyes wide with shock. Whispers rippled through the room. "What's that smell? No foods allowed in here. Who's breaking the rules?" Clara's face turned bright red. Clutching her backside, she stumbled toward the bathroom with an odd, wobbly walk. As she stood, a thick wave of raspberry scent burst out, engulfing the nearby tables. Liam was right in the blast zone. He coughed, caught off guard, then took a deep breath, looking almost enchanted. "Wow, that's like fresh raspberries. I love it. That came from her, right?" Clara returned, her face a mix of shame and regret. Head down, she scrambled to pack her things and flee. But Liam grabbed her hand. "Hey, can I get your number?" Every head in the area swiveled toward them. Liam, the campus king, just asked for her number? Clara stood stunned, pointing at herself. "Me? Yeah," Liam said, clearing his throat, a bit shy. "I really love that raspberry scent you have. Could you maybe save that for me?" Seeing Clara's thrilled expression, I smirked coldly. A chill of revenge ran through me. "You like it, huh? Just wait for what's next." "Clara, that was just a taste of what your hemorrhoid can do. If you're banking on those raspberry farts to win Liam, let's feed that thing and make it grow." Soon, it was time for the annual campus festival. With my subtle nudging, Clara and Liam's romance took off fast. Liam was hooked on her unique raspberry scent, even skipping his grad school studies to follow her around. Clara, swept up in her fairy tale fling with the campus heartthrob, let her love charm, hemorrhoid grow bigger with every indulgent meal. Sophie couldn't take it anymore and dragged me and Lily into a new group chat. "I don't get it. I used to like Liam, but is he weird or what? He's into fart smells?" Lily, who usually clashed with Sophie, didn't argue this time. "Yeah, I'm kind of shocked." I bit my lip. I still remembered how they trashed Clara behind her back in my last life. Now, with Liam in the picture, they just aimed their venom at him instead. I almost left the chat but stopped and typed instead. Maybe Liam just loves raspberries and Clara's special with her raspberry farts. Big mistake. The chat blew up. Ugh, Clara eats non-stop, never uses the bathroom, and her farts just get stronger. I'm choking on raspberries. Our dorm smells like a fruit stand. I can't even stand raspberries anymore. I typed back weakly. But what can we do? We can't stop her farts. Sophie jumped in with a plan. "I'm done. We can't stop the farts. But didn't you say her hemorrhoid makes the smell worse? Let's convince her to cut back on junk food, so it doesn't grow." Lily agreed eagerly. "Yeah, or better yet, get it removed." I scoffed to myself. In my last life, when I worked hard to convince Clara to get surgery, they nodded to my face but laughed at me behind my back for meddling. After Clara recovered, they even tried to turn her against me. Now, just because Liam's involved, they're suddenly all about helping Clara. But they don't know the new Clara. Liam's her world now. No way she'd give up the treasure that makes her raspberry scent. As expected, when Sophie and Lily brought it up, Clara lost it. "What are you even saying?" Clara jumped up from her chair, wincing as the sudden move tugged at her sore spot. Her face went pale, but her fury pushed through the pain. "You think I'm gross? You think I'm a problem? Didn't you both say my raspberry scent was nice before?" "Clara, we're not saying you're gross," Lily said, trying to smooth things over. "We're just worried. You look like you're hurting when you walk. All that spicy and cold food isn't helping. It's making your condition worse." "Yeah, exactly," Sophie added, faking a caring look. "You can barely sit still. It's hard to watch you struggle." If you cut back on junk food, it might help, and maybe the scent would be lighter, fresher. She tried to sugarcoat, tone down the smell as gently as she could. What do you two know? Clara's voice turned sharp. This is Liam's favorite thing about me. My special raspberry scent. Tears spilled out, paired with her usual soft, hiccuping sobs. I get it now. You're just jealous because Liam's into me. Her body shook with anger. Fine. If you think I'm so awful, let's see what Liam thinks. Crying, she grabbed her phone and started a video call with Liam before Sophie or Lily could stop her. Clara, don't. Lily's face fell. Are you out of your mind? Sophie gasped. The call connected instantly. Liam's handsome face popped up on the screen. Clara? What's wrong? Liam's voice was soft, concerned, his brow creasing as he saw her tears. Liam, sniff. Clara's sobs turned delicate, pitiful. She angled the phone to show her tear-streaked face. I'm so upset. Sophie and Lily said I'm disgusting, that my raspberry scent is choking them. Sniff, they're even trying to make me eat less to get rid of your favorite thing. Clara poured on the drama, crying so hard she could barely catch her breath. On the screen, Liam's face darkened. Oh, that's what they said. Sophie and Lily waved their hands, shaking their heads, trying to explain, but Clara's wails and Liam's stern look shut them up. We didn't, Lily mumbled, her voice barely audible. Liam. See? They won't even own up to it. Clara pointed at them, sobbing louder. Liam's cold stare swept over the two panicked roommates before softening as he looked at Clara. Clara, don't cry, he said gently. They don't get it, and that's their problem. To me, your raspberry scent makes you 1 in a million. His romantic words silenced the room. Clara ended the call, her tears stopping like a switch had flipped. She wiped her face, leaving only a smug, victorious grin. She shot a taunting look at the pale-faced Sophie and Lily. I stood off to the side, watching the whole scene unfold. Clara's proud posture, twisted by her triumph, and her confidence in the growing problem she didn't yet see as a threat. A wave of dark irony hit me. Clara, enjoy this moment. Savor the love you've won with your raspberry farts. Be careful, though. Things gained this easily can disappear, just as fast. A balloon stretched too far always bursts. The dorm smelled like a raspberry orchard after a storm, sweet, but with a hint of something sour underneath. Clara flopped onto her bed, the mattress creaking like it was mocking her. She scrolled through Liam's texts, her lips fixed in a smug pout. Sophie and Lily slipped out soon after, mumbling about study groups nobody bought. I stayed, unpacking my bags slowly. Masks for me, air freshener for the room, and hidden at the bottom, a big bag of extra spicy nacho chips. Clara's favorite, the kind that set your stomach on fire. Clara, I said softly, holding out the chips like a gift. I know things got messy, but you're right. They're just jealous. I grabbed these for you. Thought you'd like a little treat. Her face lit up like I'd given her a crown. She snatched the bag, tearing it open with a loud rustle that filled the quiet room. Emma, you're the best. Seriously, the only one who gets me. As she munched away, unaware of the faint hiss of gas building up, I smiled. Oh, I get it. I know exactly how a little treat can go a long way. By the next day's lunch, Clara and Liam's love story was all anyone could talk about. In the cafeteria line, girls whispered about how Clara had charmed him. Guys laughed about selling her secret sauce for dates. I overheard it all, my mask dangling from my wrist like a trendy bracelet. Sophie slid up next to me, her face stormy. You see the group chat? Lily's freaking out. Says Clara's turning our dorm into a berry farm. I shrugged, keeping my voice light. Let her have her fun. Liam's hooked. He used to ignore everyone, but now he's spamming raspberry emojis on her posts. It's kind of sweet. Sophie fake gagged. Sweet? Emma, it's a fart. A raspberry fart. And it's getting worse. Last night, I swear the whole hall smelled like a juice factory blew up. Before I could answer, my phone pinged. A private message from Lily. We need to talk. Alone. This Liam thing's out of control.
Quad?
I replied, sure.
Coffee's on me.
Time to play the worried friend again with a twist. The quad was alive with frisbee games and study groups, but Lily had claimed a bench under a big oak like it was her kingdom. She looked stressed, hair messy, nails chewed down. Emma, we've got to do something, she whispered as I handed her an iced latte. Clara's hemorrhoid? It's like a bomb waiting to go off. And Liam's egging her on. He took her to that new burrito cart last night, all spicy stuff. She came back waddling like a duck on a tightrope. I sip my coffee, pretending to care. Yikes. That sounds bad. But she's happy, right? Liam's all in. Lily leaned closer, eyes wide. Happy? She's clueless. This morning, she was bragging that her scent won him over. Said Liam's taking her to the gala as his date. The big gala, Emma, with the dean, and everyone. If she farts in that crowd. She mimed a blast with her hands. I hid a grin, picturing the chaos. Campus stars sent Steele's spotlight. Look, I said, patting her arm. Maybe we try an intervention? For her health. Say the smell's changing? Like, from fresh berries to syrup. Lily's eyes sparkled.
Yes.
You're brilliant. We'll say it's for her sake. Liam will lose interest if it weakens. Oh, he won't, I thought, as a breeze carried a faint raspberry whiff from the dorms, making a nearby group of students sniff curiously. He'll lean in harder. And that's the plan. The intervention went down that evening, right after Clara's gala prep session. She'd returned beaming, holding a basket of raspberries from Liam, a little teaser, she'd laughed, and was digging through her closet for dress options. We surrounded her on her bed, Sophie and Lily standing by me like backup dancers in a cheap music video. Clara, Sophie began, her voice oozing fake sweetness. We care about you. But the raspberry thing? It's getting strong. Like, library strong. Lily nodded hard. With the gala coming up, people will notice. We just want you to feel good. Maybe cut back on spicy food? Or get that issue checked. Clara froze, halfway into a tight red dress that hugged her curves and unfortunately highlighted the odd bulge below her waist. You're bringing this up again? You're all obsessed. Liam loves it, he's more than fine with it. But does he love you? Sophie blurted, then snapped her mouth shut. The room went dead quiet. Clara's eyes narrowed, tears forming like clockwork. What's that supposed to mean? I stepped in before things got ugly, keeping my tone calm and kind. Sophie's just worried, Clara. We all are. But if Liam's okay with it, maybe lean into it? He got you those raspberries. Why not go all out? Make it a theme night. Spicy burritos, extra hot sauce, the works. Own your special vibe. Clara blinked, her tears pausing. You think so? For sure, I said, pulling out my phone. Look, I just ordered a huge spread from that food truck he loves. Delivery in 20. For you and Liam. A pre-gala boost. Her face lit up, all doubts gone. When the doorbell rang 20 minutes later, she hobbled to the door, where Liam waited with that goofy, scent-obsessed grin. Sophie glared at me. Emma, what are you doing? You're encouraging her? I shrugged, popping a spicy chip into my mouth. The heat felt just right. Sometimes, you let people have their fun. Tacos and all. The next week was pure chaos. Clara and Liam were glued together. Study dates turned into scent-sniffing sessions, late-night runs to the greasiest food carts, even a romantic picnic where her signature aroma wafted over the entire stargazing club. Our dorm? A raspberry jungle. I'd started sleeping with my window open and a fan blasting, but it couldn't fully block the fruity stench. Sophie began crashing at her boyfriend's place off campus. Lily bought a small air purifier that buzzed like it was judging us all.
Me?
I played the supportive friend. Clara, you're glowing today. That skirt really pops with your vibe. Or, Liam posted about you again. My raspberry queen. So sweet. Inside, I was keeping score. Clara's hemorrhoid had grown from a tiny nuisance to a full-blown problem. Her walk was now a constant waddle, her sits more like awkward hovers. But Liam's adoration kept her going. Every "I love your scent" from him meant another bag of spicy nachos. Then the gala invites arrived. Fancy gold cards hand-delivered by the student council. Clara squealed when hers came, addressed to Miss Clara Vane +1. Liam's taking me, she bragged, waving it like a trophy. We're going official. Big couple reveal on stage. Lily fake gagged into her pillow. Sophie just shook her head from across the room. I smiled, tucking my own invite away. That's huge, Clara. You'll own the night. Oh, she would, I thought, imagining the spotlight, the crowd, the moment her overblown, fragrant pride decided to burst. 2 days before the gala, trouble or opportunity hit. I came back from class to find Clara curled on the floor, sobbing into a pillow that now reeked of overripe jam. Clara? What's wrong? She looked up, mascara streaking her face like battle paint. Liam, he said, my sense changing. Not as pure raspberry anymore. He thinks I'm holding back. I bit back a grin, thrilled at the universe's timing.
Changing. Perfect.
Her hemorrhoid was turning the scent from fresh berries to something heavy, almost sour. Sweet, but with an edge that lingered too long. Oh, sweetie, I said, rubbing her back. He's probably just stressed about school. Let's fix this. I've got a plan. Her teary eyes locked on mine. You do?
Yup.
A scent enhancer. That new Thai spot off campus? Extra spicy. Extra everything. Let's make it a night, you, me, Liam. Fired up, right? She hesitated, then nodded fiercely.
Yes.
For us. For the raspberries. As she called Liam to invite him to the surprise dinner, I slipped into the bathroom and texted Sophie and Lily in our secret group chat. It's happening. Gala's the big finish.
You in?
Their replies came fast. Sophie, oh, I'm in. But if I smell one more berry. Lily, count me in. Time to pop her bubble. I sent an order for the spiciest Thai platter I could find. 5-star heat. 0 chill. Revenge wasn't cold. It was hot, building, and ready to explode, right where everyone could see. Gala night rolled in like a storm wrapped in glitter. The auditorium sparkled with fairy lights and rented suits, the air heavy with perfume and anxious chatter. I kept it low-key, black dress, simple makeup, mask stashed in my bag for backup. No need to steal the spotlight tonight. Clara, though, she was a walking tragedy in glamour. Her emerald gown hugged every curve, the low neckline drawing eyes away from her awkward, halting steps. Her hemorrhoid was at its peak, a hidden bulge if you knew where to look, forcing her to perch on chair edges like a nervous sparrow. Liam stuck close, his arm around her waist like a prince in a polished suit. You look stunning, Clara. That scent, it's unreal tonight. She smiled up at him, but I saw the pain flicker in her eyes. The Thai feast had done its job. All day, she'd been leaking faint whiffs, sweet at first, then sharp, like overripe jam with a sour edge. The kind that clung. As the dean took the stage for speeches, Liam whispered something to her. Clara giggled, shifting her weight, and then it began. A low gurgle, barely muffled by her dress. The girl beside her scrunched her nose. Did someone spill juice? Clara froze. Liam breathed in deeply, eyes dreamy. Nah, that's my girl. I slid into the row behind, close enough to hear her panicked whisper. Liam, I need the bathroom. Now? Our big reveal's up next. She bit her lip, legs crossed tight. The pressure was building. The crowd quieted as the spotlight swung their way. Then, not quiet this time. A loud burst of overripe chaos. The raspberry scent erupted, thick and heavy, blanketing the front rows like smoke from a fruit market blaze. Gasps spread through the crowd. Someone coughed. The dean stumbled over his words. Clara's face went white. Liam, still enchanted, pulled her closer. Wow, Clara, that's intense. But the whispers turned to stares. Phones popped up. A guy in the third row gagged. Is that a fart? A raspberry fart. Clara tried to bolt, but her heel caught, sending her stumbling into the spotlight. Another pft rang out, wetter now, the scent turning almost boozy, like fermented berries gone wrong. The room exploded in chaos. Laughter started in the back, spreading like a spark in dry grass. Liam blinked, finally catching on. Clara? That's what I've been smelling. She sobbed, her hiccuping wail echoing through the dean's open mic. It's not. It's my condition. Liam, you said you loved it. He pulled back, eyes watering. Loved it? That's not raspberries. That's rancid. The auditorium roared with laughter. Phones recorded every second. Clara's waddling run for the exit, Liam's shocked stumble, the dean's useless pleas for calm. I stayed seated, my heart racing with icy victory. By morning, the videos would be everywhere. Clara Vane, campus star, turned into a meme. Her gift laid bare, her pride bursting like the overblown balloon it was. As security guided her out, her eyes met mine across the crowd. Betrayal burned in her gaze, you knew. You set me up. I gave her a slow, sharp smile. Water under the bridge, Clara. Or maybe the fountain. The aftermath was epic. By breakfast, #RaspberryFartStorm was trending across the country. Clips looped endlessly. Clara's awkward sprint, Liam's horrified flinch, the dean's pleas, everyone Let's keep our composure? Clara vanished from the dorm that night, her side cleared out except for a single crumpled raspberry candy wrapper. Rumors said she'd switched schools, tail tucked, metaphorically at least. Sophie and Lily clinked coffee mugs, crowing about justice served. I laughed along, but inside, there was a pang. Revenge tasted sweet, like biting into fresh fruit. But the aftertaste? A bitter pit. A week later, Liam caught me in the quad, looking rough. Emma, you were her roommate. Did you know? About her thing? I tilted my head, all innocence. The raspberry thing? Yeah, kinda sad, right? But you dodged a bullet. Imagine the wedding. He flushed, then let out a dark chuckle. God, I'm such a fool. Chasing a smell like some cartoon mutt. Wanna grab coffee? Real coffee, no fruit vibes. I paused, my mask dangling in my hand. Enemies to what? Friends? Something more? Or just two people sharing battle scars? Sure, I said, pocketing the mask. But if you smell like regret, I'm gone. As we walked, the air was clean and crisp. For the first time in 2 lives, it felt like I could breathe. Revenge served cold? Not quite. Mine was warm, with a side of unexpected peace. And it smelled, faintly, like a new beginning.
Beginning? Bruh, you been marinating in fart particles since Rebirth. You ain't just living in a fart atmosphere. You are in the ecosystem. Whole existence smell like ugh.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying. Get in Igbo. Get out of here for real. I'm saying get out of here for real. I'm saying.